question specifically for you, Noah, because we have talked about this before a little bit, but how would you write Argyle back into the show, into season 4? How would you write Argyle into season 4?
I am ready for this question.
Mm-hmm.
Argyle has been probably my favorite character of the whole series.
All right, are we gonna get the crack of the can? All right, 3, 2, 1, let's get it.
That was a fail.
Now we can get this thing started.
Episode 1.
Sweet. Now we're in. My name is Kyle, and this is Noah. And
Hello.
we're pretty much just going to talk about whatever the heck we want to. And
Exactly
we're going to
right.
do it in the most absurd ways possible. We're going to find ways to mess with each other, and hopefully we can have a lot of fun along the way. What is the goal of this, Noah? What are we doing here?
We are, going to be idiots and insert ourselves into as much. We want to insert our own opinions and theories and just mumbo jumbo into as much content as possible, whether that be video games, movies, whatever the comments throw at us, because we want to hear from you guys. We want to know, what do you want to hear us comment on? What do you want to hear us talk out our butts on? What do you want to hear?
We're going to need your guys' help to make that happen. So this is just day 1, and we got a long road ahead of us. But we're going to do what we can, and we're going to listen to you guys. We're going to try and get as much done as we can. And we don't have a goal right now for what we're trying to get into first. So let us know what source of media you want us to try and get into. The way that we're going to go about this, the first segment that we're going to get into, if we want to just jump right into it, we've got a topic. We're going to be talking about Stranger Things. Noah, I know you're a pretty big Stranger Things fan. I'm a big Stranger Things fan. We watched the last episode of the final season recently.
We did.
You didn't like it?
My only problem was they had a lot of content. They had a lot of stuff that they could have done, and I don't think they did everything in the best way that it could have been handled. But
yeah, I've heard a lot of people say took the safe route, safe approach. The topic's been mulled over and talked about in depth, agnostium, and so that's why we're gonna look at it from a little bit different lens or a different perspective. So the way that this first segment's gonna work is one of us is gonna ask the other a question. And as the other tries to answer that question, like if I ask the first question, I am going to be messing with Noah throughout the entire time and forcing him to change his position or take a different position. And so this is just gonna be our first time taking a shot at this, so bear with us. But hopefully we get better at this as time goes on. The first question I have for you, Noah, is what if there was a love triangle between Hopper, Joyce, and Henry Creel?
Honestly, I am for it, because why? I mean, Joyce, what does Joyce really do other than be like, Hopper, Will, you've got to go and do this now. You know what I'm saying? Like, what? This would add a little depth here to the, the Joyce and Hopper, you think
dynamic. That would bring more energy to the show?
Sure,
you think that would give Joyce something else to do?
Yeah, something else to worry about, rather than her kids dying, or crazy ex-husband being a freak, Yeah.
Yeah, that was back in season 2. That's crazy.
Yeah, crazy.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm,
all right. I was going to mess with you, but I really liked the take. I was like, I didn't expect that at all. You're like, I'm for it. And I was like, okay, interesting. Let's get it.
Okay, my question for you, Kyle, is what if in the show Egos worked like Elle's version of kryptonite, but she didn't know it?
I have an Ego question as well. Okay, so Eggo waffles being Elle's kryptonite. Ooh, I think the only way that really works is if they are ingested, but then you end up with some really weird scenes where someone's trying to like force feed Elle Eggo waffles.
Oh, okay.
That would get interesting. And I don't,
Okay.
I don't think that would go over very well. So I don't
my
know
brain
that
was
we want to
going
go
more towards like when she loses her powers. You know what I mean? In what season 3 or whatever? You know, she's
no, I get what you're saying.
all this time. It was the Egos.
Oh, okay. Ooh, I'll hit you with my Ego question. Why did we not get more Eggo waffle cameos in the final season?
Well, off screen, they found out that it was her kryptonite, so they had to stop using
it. Was the kryptonite the whole time.
Yeah, I mean, that's another part of my whole, like, I don't know. I felt like the last season wasn't rounded out, you know, partially.
Because it didn't have Eggos.
Because it didn't have Eggos. That's the whole reason why. You know, if it had Eggos in it, I probably would have liked it a whole lot more. But
I think so. I think everybody would have liked it a lot more.
It's a dang Eggos, you know. I got a question for you, Kyle. Why is the Russian government just randomly hiding below the mall?
Yeah, that is such a good question, Noah. Actually, after speaking with the Duffer brothers, I found out that the Russians were hiding beneath the mall specifically because there was a huge oil deposit down there. There's also a possibility that the Russians found that the mall was a great cover-up for financial movement of money. You know, they're laundering money through the mall. And I think that's a pretty good solution to their problem. They can fund all of their projects.
The 1980s mall in Indiana?
That's so you have no idea. You have no idea the amount of finances that you can that you can gain from a 1980s Indiana mall.
All right, fair enough.
I tell you, those little Furbies, those things
Furbies, Labubu's
sell. Labubu's sell. All right. This is a question specifically for you, Noah, because we have talked about this before a little bit. But how would you write Argyle back into the show, into season 4? How would you write Argyle into season 4?
I am ready for this question.
Mm-hmm.
Argyle has been probably my favorite character of the whole series. Probably.
Actually, you're going to have to change your take on Argyle.
Oh, Lord. Okay. So, you know, Argyle's pretty annoying. He's pretty, like, you know, just like dumb. Like, why are you here? What are you doing?
New take. He's not dumb. He's not dumb.
He's not dumb. Argyle's actually the mastermind, and Argyle is actually pulling the strings and knows it all.
Cooking.
Argyle, in real life, the actor, is now shredded. He is ripped. I mean, he is man, Mr. Man. And so if he was to go back in the show and be and he just like rides in on a horse, rips his shirt off, and just like slices the head off of Vecna instead of Joyce chopping his head off.
I like this.
I think that would add. I think it'd add. I'd like the finale more.
That season would have been Argyle giving the final blow would have been awesome. Do you think he's still on drugs? Do you think he's like, or do you think shredded Argyle has overcome that or has moved past? Or do you think you think that adds? Do you think he's who he is because of the drugs?
I think he got off the drugs because he was trying to date that one girl in that one season. So I think he gets, off the drugs and he gets shredded. Then he cuts the head off Vecna and then he immediately does a 180 or a blunt. And he's just like, yeah, man.
Job well done. Well done.
Yeah. He's like, my work is done here. And then he's just,
I think you're spot on. I think you nailed it. I think you are spot on with that one.
I have a question for you. This is kind of a fun one.
Okay.
How would you use Steve Harrington to create a brand of hair gel or hairspray?
Man, the question isn't even hypothetical. This will happen.
This is Steve the Hair Harrington.
Now, I'm not sure if you've heard this, but there was an interview where he was talking about his hair and makeup for the show. And he talked about how the hair was literally like a Lego, like it just like popped off with all the volume. And I think that's how you got to do an ad. I think you got to have just like a series of wigs that he just like pops on and then pops it off and pops on the next one throughout the commercial, throughout the ad. He's just like walking through, talking to people, doing his stuff, doing his job. And then people are just handing him new wigs to slide on and pop off. I think that would be a great commercial.
Yeah, I think that's great. I think that's good take. Good take.
I think that's a great question.
I like it.
Nice work. All right. So yeah. So you can expect that kind of, you can expect that segment regularly, so long as we like it, so long as we keep it. All right. The next segment, we have the otherworldly segment. So this is where we're going to do a lot of like brackets. Yikes. The Mountain Dew.
Do the do.
Do the do. The do. Yikes.
Wow.
So yikes. So the otherworldly segment, this is where we're going to do like our brackets, our team builds. We're going to compare different things. What kinds of, there's one more thing. We've got brackets, teams, and there's another, and tier lists. Brackets, teams, and tier lists. So for this one, we're doing a bracket on Spider-Verse, and I think we got to warn our viewers that it's not, this isn't who would win necessarily. All right. This isn't a fight. Okay. This is however we decide. So you don't get a say in this. All right. Not you, Noah, but the people. This is how we're doing things. So we're doing Spider-Man. I got to bring up my GOAT off the bat, is Ben Reilly, and it's going up against, who do you have in your number one slot?
My number one slot, I have the Ultimate Spider-Man from the cartoon.
The Ultimate Spider. Ooh, Ultimate
cartoon Ultimate
good.
Spider-Man.
Yes. No, that was a good. Okay, so what are some of the things that you what are some of the things that bring value to the Ultimate Spider-Man?
So Ultimate Spider-Man, I mean, one, he's a cartoon, so the destructibility is a 0. It can he can withstand a lot. He's got great jokes. We got a great actor doing it, Drake Bell, who does the voice of him. So
that's
it's pretty
right.
funny. Does a great job.
That is right.
Doing the Ultimate Spider-Man. He's got Nick Fury and Shield backing him. He's got a lot of tech going.
No, that was a good show.
Yeah,
it was a good show. I was a fan of that one. I like that as I was going through it. As I've gotten older, people have been a little harder on that series as a whole because of just the way the team works. Because doesn't he work with like White Tiger and like
Iron Fist and Luke Cage?
Luke Cage, yeah.
Yeah.
So, and I think people and Nova and people are pretty critical of that team dynamic. So I get that, but I enjoyed watching it. So Ben Reilly or Ultimate Spider-Man, Ben Reilly's bringing a lot of emotion. They nailed him in Across the Spider-Verse.
Yeah,
absolutely loved it.
It was very funny.
Definitely, if we're talking about fighting prowess, Ben Reilly brings nothing to the table, but I love his costume. I think he's one of the sickest costumes. So that's what I'm offering up on the table. But I think we got to go with Ultimate Spider-Man here. I think that's taking the cake on this one.
His angstiness of Ben Reilly is just, kills it.
All right, number 2, the Gwen Spider. Again, love the costume. Love the introduction of pink into the costume colors because we've seen a lot of white and black. We've seen obviously a ton of red, blue, red, white, and blue. We've seen some red and black, but pink is pretty much exclusive to Gwen. I think she nails it. So yeah, I'm putting Gwen Spider up in the number 2 slot. What do you got?
That's good. My number 2 slot, I have Spider-Ham in my number 2 slot.
Spider-Ham. Dropping the anvil.
Yep, the random anvils, the wooden hammers. Peter Porker. Spider-Gwen, that's a tough matchup there.
Yeah,
that's tough.
I think I'm gonna have to stick with Spider-Gwen's my vote. But if you want to, you put up a challenge.
No, Spider-Gwen for sure. I mean, too much mentally, just way too cunning for Spider-Ham. Sorry, Spider-Ham.
Yeah, I don't think Spider-Gwen's gonna take the whole bracket here, but All right, we got I got Bombastic Bagman, which is a classic if you know that story. Love the Bombastic Bagman. Spider-Man does not have his costume. Working with the Fantastic Four, gets his fantastic suit and has to cover his face with a bag. It's awesome. Who do you got in the number 3 spot?
Let's see. My number 3, I have Lego Spider-Man.
2099 even said you are one of our best.
Yeah.
Gretchen and I just watched Across
Should
the
have had him at
Spider-Verse.
my number 1. Oh gosh, I got.
No, that's good. I will absolutely give you Lego on that one.
Yeah.
I love Lego Spider-Man.
Yep. Enough said.
Enough said. Moving right along. I don't even know how to say this. I think it's Peter Parker, but it's like an emphasis on it's because it's it's the T-Rex Spider-Man. So it's
Okay.
PTER and PTARKER. So it's like Peter
Sure.
Parker.
Parker.
I don't know. Or maybe it's just Peter Parker. But it's the T-Rex Spider-Man.
Okay. My number 4, I have the GOAT, Andrew Garfield Spider-Man.
I can't go against Andrew. When we talk about
I am
Spider-Man,
glad we're both pro Andrew because
I will glaze.
if you were not, we'd have a problem.
I will glaze the Amazing Spider-Man all day long. I am not a Toby person. I'll take all the hate, bring it on, welcome it. Yeah, no, I will give that one to Andrew.
Yeah. Yep. Right. My number 5 is Spider-Punk.
Spider-Punk. I have Peter Parked Car.
I
is a car.
don't even know who that one is.
So he shows up very briefly in Across the Spider-Verse, and he's a car from a car universe where all the people are cars, but it's not cars, and that's what I think is really interesting. Is we're dealing with another car universe that isn't cars, and that's strange to me.
Well, plus now that Disney and Marvel are like linking arms,
maybe they
wouldn't that make
are in
sense?
the same universe. Are we going to
Maybe.
get like a Cars 4 where
Marvel Cars 4?
Where Spider-Man shows up as Peter Parked Car?
Sure. Yeah.
I don't know.
They are making a Cars 4. I think it just got released. They're making one, but
dude, if Spider-Man shows up, I'm going to go nuts. And you had I
had Spider-Punk.
Okay.
But honestly, Peter Parked Car is very obtuse and funny, so not that I don't like Hobie, but
dude, Hobie is awesome.
He's pretty cool.
All right. I'll let you pick this one. I could go either way.
Well, I'm gonna go Peter Parked Car on that one, just for how obtuse and fun that is. Yeah.
All right. Sweet. All right. So next up, we've got Ultimate Spider-Man versus Spider-Gwen. So now we've got a great voice actor versus pink costume.
We've got to go Spider-Gwen. I mean, look, Drake Bell, great singer, fantastic show, Drake and Josh, but Spider-Gwen.
Right. I'm sorry, Drake is taking a seat to Spider-Gwen. We got I'm gonna let you call all of these. We've narrowed it down between the two of us. So we got Lego versus Andrew.
You're making me call the hard one.
I know. We've already talked about them. You already know our stances on each of these characters. I believe Lego, the stance was that you're one of our best, was the main arguing point. Right. Andrew is just because we both love The Amazing Spider-Man. We both love Andrew Garfield as Spider-Man. So
yeah, I think, and this might simply be because we have obviously more Andrew Garfield Spider-Man content than we do Lego Spider-Man content.
That's so true.
I think we've got to go Andrew on that one.
All right. Sure. Goodbye, one of our best. Not good enough, Mr. Lego. All right. And now we have, oh man, we're down to 3. Maybe we got to change our numbers. We got to go like 6 and 6 because Parked Car got a pass in round 2. All right. So now we're just going to pit the 3 of them up against each other. Let's go. We got Spider-Gwen, Andrew Garfield, and Peter parked car. All I'm going to say is it shouldn't be Peter parked car.
Yeah, I would agree. We'll let's go ahead and just,
So we can axe that one.
Yeah.
All right. Spider-Gwen or Andrew?
I don't know. But
it really comes down to how much hate do you want in the comments.
That's true.
That's what it comes down to.
It's really true because, but I'm gonna stick with my goat. I'm sticking with Andrew.
Let's do it.
You gotta. He's the whole package.
He is the whole package.
TASM 3 forever. Please.
We want TASM 3.
TASM 3.
And we're not the only ones saying that. I mean, there are other content creators out there definitely vying for the same position. We all want TASM 3.
They want it. So, people want it. Give it what they want, Feige. Come on, man.
Mine. Dang, I think, isn't Toby supposed to make an appearance in the newest Spider-Man movie? Brand New Day?
Not Brand New Day, but Doomsday, yeah.
Oh, he's supposed to make an appearance
Secret
in
Wars, I think. Doomsday or Secret Wars, one.
Okay. I know everyone's been freaking out about the Cocoon, and I don't think they're doing that story arc. I know everyone's like, that's when that happens in the comics, is you get the Cocoon, and he talks to the Spider God, and he gives into his nature and gets I think he gets the biological webs after that. It's a cool story arc. I love it. I don't think they're doing that.
No, I don't think so. All
right. Yeah. Jump right back in. Technical difficulties. But this is the know-it-all section. We always are going to invite you guys to submit topics for us to discuss in depth, in length, and they are intended to be topics we have not researched, we know little about, but we are going to give the most confident answer we can possibly muster. And if I'm being honest, as far as I do consider myself pretty nerdy, I do love Marvel, not as much DC, but I do like DC. It's fine. I know very little about the Phoenix Force, and I know very little about the Speed Force as far as their feats and what all is included in what the Phoenix Force is. I know a lot of times people compare it to Chaos Magic. It's like less than Chaos Magic, but that's like all I know about the Phoenix Force. And the Speed Force makes Barry fast. That's what I know. But I'm taking the Speed Force because speed kills. I don't know where you're going.
No, that was definitely where I would have liked to have gone.
Good luck.
But I guess since you're taking that stance, I will. I'll go.
You take the
Phoenix
next one.
Force, then
you take the next one.
Fine. Next one.
You get episode 2. You get first picks.
I'm wearing the Flash shirt. Are you kidding me?
Oh no, you're right. Oh no, you know what? I retract my statement. The Phoenix Force is gonna dominate.
No, it's fine. No, let's keep it. I'm good. Let's keep it. Let's keep it like that.
All right. Well, in case you didn't know, Barry Allen is an incredible hero, and without the Speed Force, he does absolutely nothing. No, don't. That's a different Flash. I'm talking about somebody else. But I do think the Speed Force has some incredible feats, like running fast. I don't know. So I'm not sure if you
incredible feats like running fast.
Running fast. I'm not sure if
that's his stance on the
Speed
Force. Why do you like it? Because it makes people run fast.
And
they run really fast.
Kills. Speed kills.
Okay, that's good.
But what feats are you rocking with the Phoenix Force? You got nothing.
I mean, with this Phoenix Force, I mean, you can already, without even, the Phoenix Force itself represents this like creation and destruction. I mean, Jean Grey can
really
make things happen and make them not happen. And,
it's reality.
It makes speed irrelevant.
Okay.
It makes speed irrelevant because
no.
Reality can be written before the race even begins.
But with the amount of speed that Barry Allen can get up to, he's reversing reality. right? We're reversing time, undoing the reality bending. I don't think you're dealing with this. You're not dealing with like this force that is hitting somebody, right? The speed force is in control of events that happen or don't happen. You hear what I'm saying?
Even if the Speed Force user is moving infinitely faster than whoever's using the Phoenix Force, the Phoenix Force can eliminate the timeline that they're trying to even go through.
That's a good point.
I don't know.
So we're talking about eliminating timelines. We're talking about branching timelines, eliminating timelines. Can a Speed Force user, even like, I'm going to throw out a name, Godspeed. All right. All right. Do I know much about Godspeed? No. Do I know that he's a DC character? Yes. Okay. Godspeed has the, not Barry Allen. That's not Godspeed. So does Godspeed have the ability to create a timeline with speed? Because when you're talking about like the branching timelines that we see in Marvel, right? And then they are all kind of, in a sense, running away from the prime timeline.
See what you did there.
Can Godspeed or Barry Allen, can they run that race? Can they create their own timeline on speed alone?
When
you can do anything.
If you could do anything. When I think about that, it brings me back to, that Flash movie with, Flash's solo movie with, Ezra Miller.
Okay.
And
I watched that.
He's only ever running back in time. Like, he can run to the future, but it's not like he's creating, he can only create it by going back or going forward and by doing something that makes it branch.
What if he runs to a future that doesn't exist?
I don't know.
That's
a great question.
Because can't Nightcrawler can teleport somewhere he can't see, but he just doesn't like to do that because it's dangerous. So what if it's like that kind of thing? Like, you can run into a future that doesn't exist. It's just dangerous because you don't know what you're going to end up with. Then you end up in Dimension X with Henry Creel.
Yep. And you're eating Eggos and they're killing you because it's kryptonite. We could chalk this up to a DC sucks and Marvel rules type thing. That's just, I think we should just end it right there.
Right there. You win. You win. You got the Marvel force, and that's the argument is yours, my friend.
We could just chalk it up to that. If you want to secede, that's fine. I understand.
Yeah. Well, that's pretty much all the content we wanted to get through. Our closing statements, we got to talk about any progress, if any at all, that we've made towards the whatever media we're trying to get into, which is going to be voted on by you, the people. So obviously there's no updates. This is episode 1. No one needs to turn his camera back on.
Look who's back. Back again. Noah's back.
Back again.
Don't tell your friends. Intro to our next episode, we're doing Christian rap.
Is that? Oh, that's so true. That is what we're doing. Join the Patreon, special content, have fun. It's great. You develop with me and Noah, and we have fun. Noah's a developer too, kind of.
Yes, I develop things all the time.
I do development. You took a development class. You passed.
Developer.
I hardly know her. Join the Discord. Join the Patreon. Like, subscribe, comment.
Bye.